Hello, my friends. Today we're learning Baba Basra Daf Kuf Samech Vav. We're going to start from Kuf Samech Hey from the Mishnah. כתוב בו זוזי 100 דהינו סלעים 20, אין לו אלא 20 זוזים. אין לה אלא 20. זוזים 100 דהינו תלתים סלעים, אין לו אלא מנה. כסף זוזים דהינו ונמחק, אין פחות משתיים. כסף סלעים דהינו ונמחק, אין פחות משתיים. דרכונות דהינו ונמחק, אין פחות משתיים. כתוב פה מלמעלה מנה ולמטה 200, מלמעלה 200 ולמטה מנה, הכל הולך אחר התחתון. אם כן, למה כותבים את העליון? שאם תמחק עוד אחד מהתחתון, ילמד מן העליון. So the Mishnah says that if you have a star that says in it Zuzim 100, that they are Sloim 20. Now each selah is 4 zuzim. So in one hand it says 100 zuz, and then it says 20 selah, that's really only 80 zuz. So what do we go after, the bigger amount or the smaller amount? Says the Mishnah, so you could only take the smaller amount, the 20 sloim, that's only 80, because your moiti, you have to prove that it means really 100. And if it says in the star 100 zuz, that there are 30 selah, and 30 selah, we said each selah is 4 zuz, 120. So he only gets 100, like we said the same day. If it says he borrowed kesef zuzim, that they are, and it doesn't say how the amount, and it's rubbed out the amount, so the most he could take is 2, because miut rabim is 2. If the same case it says sloim the inum, and then it's deleted, so he gets no more than 2. Darkonis is a type of coin that they are, and it's deleted the amount, also he gets 2, and no more. Then the Mishnah says, if at the top of the star, at the beginning it says that he borrowed 100, at the bottom it says 200. Or the opposite, at the top it says 200, at the bottom it says 100. So here in this case, we don't say that you get the low amount, like we said at the beginning, because there at the top it's a contradiction, and we don't know what he means, so therefore we go with the muchzik as a loive, we go with him. But here we say that we go after the bottom line, because the bottom line, not the shita achroina, the line before that, because that's the main part of the shtar, and therefore we follow that, the chumra or the kula. If so, says a Mishnah, why do you write the top part of the shtar if you don't follow it? Says a Mishnah that if one of the letters in the bottom is deleted, is rubbed out, we could learn from the bottom from the top, and the Gemara is going to discuss that. Says the Gemara, Tanu Rabbanan, אמר כסף, אין פחות מדינר כסף. כסף דינרים ודינרים כסף, אין פחות משתי דינרים כסף. כסף בדינרים, אין פחות מבשתי דינרים דהב. כסף, כסף. אמר כסף, אין פחות מדינר כסף, ואם מנסחה, אמר רב אלעזר, דכתוב במטבע, ואם פריטי, אמר הפאפה, באתר דלא ישגי פריטי דכספא. So the Gemara brings a brayso that if a person in the shtar it says kesef, it doesn't say he borrowed kesef, it doesn't say how much, so we assume that it's no less than a dinar kesef. And if he said kesef dinarim, that means a lashon plural, or dinarim kesef, that's also plural, so we'd say no less than 2 dinarim of kesef. But if it said kesef bedinarim, that means silver in coins. So we say it means not less than 2, the value of 2 coins of gold, but you pay it in silver. That means you see how much 2 coins of gold are worth, but the payment is in silver, and we're going to see over here why it's like that. Omar Mar, we learned kesef, it means not less than a dinar kesef. Who said it's a coin? Maybe it's just a piece of silver. They borrowed a piece of silver. Who told you that means a coin? So Rabbi Lofa explains that it says in the star a coin, and therefore we assume it's a silver coin and not just a piece of silver. So the more, but maybe it means small prutis of kesef, not a full silver coin, just a prut of kesef. So the Papa so by in a place where they don't use small coins of silver, only a full coin of silver, and therefore we assume that it means minimum a silver coin. We learned in the Brisa, in the Sefer of the Brisa, Tanu Rabbanan, Dav, en pachot medinar Dav, Dav dinarim medinarim Dav, en pachot mishtei dinarim Dav, Dav bedinarim, en pachot mishtei dinarim kesef, Dav. Amar ma, Dav en pachot medinar Dav, ema nascha, Amar Rabbi Elazar, dekata matbea, kuf samech vav amud aleph, ve'ema priti, פריטי דהב, הלא יאב דינצ'י. זהב בדינרים, אין פחות מבשתי דינרים כסף זהב, ואם הדהב ופריחה, בתרי דינרי דהב כאמר. Veine dava brita betredin are dava kamar. Amaraba yad bal shtola tochtona. And here we go. It's Yochi Reisha Nami. Amaraba shireisha the katav dinare sefer the katav dinarim. Okay, so we're going to explain till here. So we learned in the second brisa to sefer that if it says in the document gold, so it means no less than a silver than a golden coin. If it says gold dinarim, plural, or dinarim dab, so not less than 2 gold coins. But if it says gold in silver and bedinarim, so it means not less than 2 silver coins, but you have to pay it with gold. So that Gemara says we just learned when it says gold, it means no less than a gold coin. Who told you? Maybe it means he borrowed him a golden piece, not a coin. Or now we said, like we said before, Rabbi also explains that it says in the Shtar Matbea, so therefore we know it means a coin. So then we're okay, very good, we know it means a golden coin, but maybe small golden coins, how do we know that it means a full golden coin? So the Gemara, small golden coins, people don't use that. It's not something that's used, and therefore if it says a coin and it says gold, it means a full golden coin. So the Gemara, it's on the Brisa, if it says Za'av bedinarim, that you have to give you have to give 2 value of 2 dinari kesef be paid in gold. How do you know? Maybe it means gold, a golden piece, 2 golden pieces, you have to pay it. When it says da'av, it means golden pieces, and you give it with 2 dinarim of gold. Why do we say of silver? Says Abaye, because we have a sofek, we say yad balashtar tachtoina, and therefore the malva is a moitzi, he always gets the least amount. On that the Gemara says, if so, in the first brisa where it said dinarim, kesef b'dinarim, that we said he has to give it 2 coins of silver, of gold, but you pay it in silver. Why don't we say Yad Balashtar al Tachtoina? And the Rabashi says Reisha, where it says Dinri, and Dinri means gold. Seifa, it says Dinrin, and Dinrin means silver. Let's read the Gemara weiter. Uminatema deshani ben dinarim, detanya, isha shayu alea safek 5 לידות, safek 5 זיוות, מביאה קורבן אחת ואוכלת בזבחים, ואין השאר על החובה. היו עליה 5 לידות ודאות, 5 זיוות ודאות, מביאה קורבן אחד ואוכלת בזבחים, והשאר עליה חובה. מעשה ועמדו קינים בירושלים בדינרי זהב, אמר רבי שמעון גמליאל, המעון הזה נמלין הלילה עד שיהיו בדינרים. נכנס לבית דין ולימד האישה שהיו עליה 5 לידות ודאות, 5 זיוות ודאות, מביאה קורבן אחד ואוכלת בזבחים, ואין השאר עליה חובה, ועמדו קינים בו ביום בריבתיים. So the Gemara says, and how do I know? We just said, the Ravashi just said that when it says dinri, it means gold, and dinri means silver. How do we know this, says the Gemara? That's a difference if you use the lotion of dinri or dinri. Says the Gemara that it says in the brides of the woman who has sofek 5 births. She doesn't know if she had births or maybe it wasn't a birth. Or 5, she has sofek 5 zivos that she was zova 5 times, but it's besofek. We don't know if it's really ziva or not. So she has to bring 1 korban. Now, Isha who has a baby or ziva, she's not allowed to eat kodshim until she brings a korban. So she has to bring 1 korban, and straight away she could eat bezvochim. She's allowed to eat korbanos, and all the other ones are sofik. She's not mechuyev to bring. Continue the brayse. If she has 5 for sure births and 5 for sure zivos, she has to bring 1 korban, and then she's allowed to eat zvochim, and all the other 4 that she's mechuyev, she's chayva on her that she has to bring it later on, but she's already allowed to eat zvochim straight away after she brings the first korban. Continue the brayse and said there was a story that the prices of kilim, of birds, that the Yuledes needs to bring were very expensive, and it says bedinarei zahav, so we can see the loshon dinari without a nun at the end is gold. So Rabbi Shimon Gamliel said, Ashbua, in the name of the Beis Hamikdash, if I go to sleep tonight until the price, I'm not going to go to sleep tonight until the price is going to go down to dinarim. So we can see already that dinarim with a nun means of silver. What did he do? He went to Bestin and he learned the drasha. He said that a woman who has 5 leidos for sure, she had 5 births and 5 zivois, she brings 1 korban and she could eat zvachim, and she's not mechuyev to bring the rest of the korbanos. So that means a woman so let's say a woman came to Yerushalayim after a long time that she had 5 babies. She only has to bring one korban, so there was a less of a demand for korbanos for these birds to bring up the korban. Says the Gemara Kuf Samech Vav on the base, and the prices of that day of the kinnim went down to a quarter of a silver coin. But we could see from the price, all what we want to see from the price is that there's a difference between dinarei, that means gold, and dinarim, that means silver. And therefore the prices over here that we said that the ratio means gold, it says dinarei, and in the faithful way means silver, it means dinarim. We learned in the Mishnah that it says at the top, and at the bottom, we learn the bottom from the top if it's rubbed out at the bottom. Let's read the Gemara. Tanu Rabbanan ilmad atachton min ha'elyon ba'ot achat אבל לא בשתי אותיות. כגון חנן מחנני וענן מענני. מה ישנה שתי אותיות דלא דימה מתרא משם בין 4 אותיות והווה לפלגא דשמא? היא הכי אות אחת נמי דימה מתרא משם בין 2 אותיות והווה לפלגא דשמא. אלא 2 אותיות היינו תמה דימה מתרא משם בין 3 אותיות והווה לרובה דשמא. So we learned in the Brisa that we only could learn the bottom line when it's rubbed out from the top line when it's missing one letter. But if it's not, when it's missing 2 letters. And the Brisa brings the example, if it says at the bottom Hanan, and it's rubbed out, and at the top it says Hanani with a yud at the top, so you can learn that it means the name Hanani. Or at the bottom it says Anan without yud, and at the top it says Anani. So we can learn that it means at the bottom really Anani, we can learn that it's missing out 1 letter. So it says, well, what's the difference? Why can't you learn 2 letters from the top if it's missing 2 letters at the bottom? Because we're choishesh lechora, says Gemara. Maybe you'll have a name of 4 letters, let's say Chaim, and you'll say Chet Yud at the bottom, and at the top it says Chet Yud Yud Mem. And we can't learn when there's such a big mistake at the bottom that it's missing half the name, that only says Chai, you can't learn half a name from the top. Says Gemara, if so, we said you could learn 1 letter. You could also be learning half a name. Why? Because maybe at the top it says, let's say, Chai. That's his full name. And at the bottom it says only Ches. And you're going to learn from the top that when it says Ches, it means Chai. So you're learning half a name from the top. So what's the difference between 1 letter to 2 letters? On that, the Gemara answers, no. I'll tell you why you can't learn 2 letters from the top. Because we're choishesh, maybe there's a guy who's called Chagai. Ches Gimel Yud. And if it's missing 2 letters, that means it says only Ches, it's missing the Gimel and the Yud, and you're going to learn that from the top of the star. You're learning more than half the name from the top, and that's no problem. But when you're missing only 1 letter, there's no way that you're going to learn more than half the name from the top, and that's why 1 letter you're allowed to learn from the top. Let's continue the Gemara. Amar Rav Papa, pshita li sefel milemala vekefel milemata, akol olech achar hatachton. By Rav Papa, kefel milemala v'sefel milemata mai. Michashin zvuv or lo teiku. So says Rav Papa, it's obvious to me that if at the top it says sefel, it means like a vase. At the top of the shtar that he borrowed or he lent a vase. And at the bottom it says kefel, it means a clothes, like the Rashbam explained, something that you fold. So you go after the tachton, like we said, that you go after the tachton, and in this case, the kefel is worth also, the clothes that you fold is worth less than a sefel, so it's also the muchzik, we go with the muchzik. But says Rav Papa, I have a shaila, if at the top it says kefel, and at the bottom it says sefel, that's a bigger amount, do we, because the muchzik is we want to be motive from a muchzik, the bigger amount, the sefer that's more than a kefir. Do we say that we choishesh, and maybe when the ink was wet, a fly went on it? Really, it said also at the bottom kefir. And you know why it says it with a samech? I mean, the peh and the lamed are the same. You know why it says it with a samech? Because the fly went on the wet ink and moved the kuf, the leg of the kuf, and made it into a samech. And that's why it says sefel, but really means kefel, and only is chayav as a kefel. So what to do in such a case? Says the Gemara, teiku tishbi taretz kushis v'boyes b'mirat Hashem b'korb mamish. Elio will be misgala, maybe he's already here, and he'll be tell us the teretz to the shaila. Says the Gemara, ahu david kati bei shetmea v'zuzi. Shalcha rab b'shav v'yakamei da'abai. Shitmea istri v'zuzi, odil me shitmea priti v'zuzi. Amar leidal priti de lo katvi b'shtara. תעשו כמסכן להוא, ומש ולהו זוזי. מה אמרת? שיטמיה איסטרי וזוזה, שיטמיה זוזי וחד זוזה, יד בעל השטר על התחתונה. So said the Gemara, there was a story that there was a shtar that said that the loiva owes a mal was 600 and a zuz. So Rav Mesharshia asked Rav Sharvi sent it in front of Abaye to ask him, does it mean 600 istri, that istri, each istri is 4 zuz? That means 600 times 4 is 2,400 zuz plus a zuz. That means he has to pay 2,401. Or maybe it means 600 pretty prutois, that's much less than a zuz and 1 zuz. So what does this star mean? So Abaye answered back, it can't mean that it means prutis, right? Because no one's going to write in a star 600 prutis. You'll calculate it. The Rashbam explains that each 192 prutis is 1 dinar. So you'll calculate how much dinar is there in 600 prutis, and you'd add them up and you'd make it into zuz. You would never write 600 prutis. It's like writing 1,000 pennies. No one writes 1,000 pennies. Once you get to a pound, you write a pound. So he continues, what are you going to tell me? Maybe it means 600 istri, that means 2,401, or maybe it means 600 zuz plus a zuz, 601 zuz. Says Abaye, Yad Ba'al Ashtar L'Tachtoina, and therefore the malva could only be moitzi 601 and not a penny more. Thank you very much. We should all be zoicha for Geula Kroiva B'meira B'yameinu.